Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Cebu English House. My name is Eric Vasquez and I am a language teacher. I've been teaching languages for 12 years, Spanish and English. And well, I'm gonna start this series of episodes talking about how related is Spanish to other languages. And I'm gonna start with the Philippines. Because I am living in the Philippines, I am living in Cebu City. Philippines is an amazing country. You should visit it if you have the chance. If you like snorkeling, if you like diving, this is the place. It's so beautiful. Anyway, so going to what we were going to talk about. I am going to be taking culture from Mexico and the Philippines and talk about how alike we are. And one thing we can say about it, not only about food, I know you're thinking about food, I love food as well, but we are going to talk about language, how language was affected in the Hispanic or in the Spanish conquerors' time. And the word for today is going to be, we have it here, tiangi. Okay, so you might be wondering, what does tiangi mean? Well, tiangi is a word that you can find in Tagalog, which is today Filipino, the Filipino language, or Bisaya, or Chabacano, and it actually means market. How do you think this can be related to Spanish in Mexico? Any hints? Any clues? Well, it just so happened that in Mexico we have a word that sounds kind of the same to describe the same thing, a market, and it's tianguis. Where does this word come from? Well, okay, so let's see. This is what an open market looks like in Mexico. And as you can see, there are all sort of things, vegetables, meat, fish, whatever, you can find it there. And it's the same kind of thing that you will find in a tiangi in the Philippines. You can find fish, vegetables, meat, and all this stuff. So for me, the first time that I heard this word, it was just so familiar. I mean, it's something that we use a lot, that I asked, what does tiangi really mean? He said, well, tiangi is an open market where you go and find food, vegetables and meat and stuff. And I'm like, do you sell like any other kinds of stuff? And they told me that mostly is for food, but yeah, you might find other stuff like maybe toys or something else. Well, in Mexico, we not only have vegetables and food. In Mexico, we also have other kinds of stuff. There are actually like stalls that sell ready-to-eat food, right? Like snacks and stuff like that. And also toys or electronics, things like that. I am from a place, a city in Mexico called Querétaro, and in Querétaro the biggest tianguis is El Mercado de la Cruz, the tianguis of La Cruz, and that is where you go to find anything that you want for electronics, food, or wholesale things in the cheapest price, right? So here in Cebu City in the Philippines, where I live today, you can go to the Carbon Market, which is the biggest market or the biggest tianguis in Cebu. And again, you can find anything. There are snacks, there is food, there is a lot of fish, a lot of vegetables, and a lot of wholesale things coming from everywhere, China mostly, and stuff like that. But the amazing thing is that in Mexico, the tianguis, the Mercado de la Cruz, is during the day, and Carbon Market in the Philippines in Cebu is during the night, which also made like a huge impact in me, because the local tianguis, or the tianguis in what we call the barangays in the Philippines, in Mexico we call them colonias or delegaciones, are also during the night. They also sell stuff at night, but not mostly vegetables. It's more like just snacks and food, and you can find like ready to eat food, like fast food, things like that. So and electronics and other sort of things. And it's also during the night, but it's a small tianguis, it's a small mercado. Usually it takes just one whole street, or in Mexico City they take more than that, but they are bigger than that. But it's just for the local people, or the people in the neighborhood, right? So, well, that is just how similar we are. So now, okay, we know that tianguis and tiangi are the same thing. How or why did it happen? Okay, well, first let's go back to the pre-Hispanic time. Tianguis is not a Spanish word, alright? So it doesn't come from Spain. It is a Nahuatl word. And if we go to this website, okay, let me show you. Let me show you here. Hold on one second. Okay, so I guess you can see it there now. Alright, there we go. So if we go to this website, you can see that Britannica.com describes or says that it comes from Nahuatl, the Nahuatl language, and the Nahuatl language was coming from the Aztec, Aztec tribe, right? So it says here American Indian language of the Uto-Aztecan family. So the Aztecs in Mexico were the biggest civilization at that time before the Spaniards came, and they settled a city called Tenochtitlan right in the middle of the country, what some people say is the center of Mexico, and it was a lake. So today, Mexico City, in Mexico City, to find that place, you have to go to Xochimilco. Xochimilco is still, somehow trying to stay as it was, or is a protected area. But just if you go to Xochimilco, you will see that everything is water. So you will think, okay, so you're telling me that Mexico City was a big lake, so was everything on water? Well, the answer is yes, the whole city was on water, and Aztecs were like the first ones to sow or harvest crops from this. How would you call it? Like they will put like land on the water, and then they will start sowing, and then when it's ready to harvest, they will just collect the crops, right? So how did they do it? I really don't know, but they were that advanced. They were they had this system that was very sustainable and was able to feed the whole city. And well, what would they do with these crops that they collected? Well, they will set them in a mercado that they will call, here is the word, give me 1 second, here, tianquis, right? Tianquis or tianquistli, right? That is the Nahuatl word for tiangi, right? Tiangi in Chabacano, Filipino, or Visaya. So when the Spanish people came, of course, they couldn't, or they didn't feel related to the word, right? So they made it sound more into like Spanish. So they say tianguis, right? That's how we call it today. But before, the Nahuatl, or the original word for it, is tianquis, tianquistli, right? So that's the word for mercado. And in Mexico at that time, what it says here is that they were doing a lot of trueque, which means bartering. So we didn't really have like a coin. There were tools used for exchanging, or they would use the cacao to pay for things, but mostly was bartering. So you give me a kilo of carrots and I'll give you a kilo of I don't know, corn perhaps. I wouldn't know how it worked, but you can see in this picture here, this is how it happened, and this is how it looked, a tianquis or tianquistli in ancient times, right? In the times of the Aztec civilization. So, okay, now, how do you say it in Chabacano? Well, this is the market, as I was talking about before. You can see a lot of fish, and it says here that transactional could be a way to describe that relationship between the customer and the seller. So they will also exchange. Perhaps before the Spaniards came to the Philippines, you will also have the bartering, or today, well, exchange money for the goods that you are trying to acquire, right, or to get. So again, it is a market, it's an upper market, and people go there to find food, to find fresh vegetables, meat, or fish. And actually we have here some of the things that you can buy, and we have it in the native language. For example, we have vaca for beef, we have manok for chicken, and we have baboy for pork. I believe this is Bisaya, right? So anyway, this is an amazing thing historically. Mexico and the Philippines used to share a lot of, and we still do share a lot of culture, food, language. Our people, we actually kind of, the natives look kind of the same, and all this happened because back then, during the Spanish rule, or the Spanish conquering times, Acapulco in Mexico and Manila in the Philippines used to be the most important ports in the world. So this made that a lot of things and a lot of people from Mexico traveled to the Philippines, and a lot of people and things, stuff, culture, everything from the Philippines traveled to Mexico. So that's how we share all these different things, and that's how you can find this very mind-blowing stuff, like having a native. This is not Spanish. We're not talking about Spanish. This is a native word from the pre-Hispanic cultures in Mexico, coming all the way to the Philippines, and this word is until today being spoken with the same meaning. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. I remind you, my name is Eric Vasquez. This is Cebu English House, and this Saturday, before I go, this Saturday, May 15, we're going to have a totally free Spanish lesson for anyone who wants to join, basic, intermediate, or advanced. It doesn't matter what's your level. You will definitely learn something new. This meeting is going to be in Zoom, so you can find the link in our Facebook page, which is Cebu English House. Let me show you very quick. the link or the how to access it. So it's very easy. You just go to Facebook. This is my Facebook. Let's go to the pages, and it's Cebu English House. All right, so you go to Cebu English House, and here you will find the link to, okay, this is my daughter. She wants to play with me, so I will play with her after this video. And it's going to be at 9 a.m. this Saturday, May 15th. So please join us if you have the time, if you are interested in learning Spanish, and we will talk more about how related our cultures are. So thank you again. See you next time, next episode. Bye bye.